Hey guys, it's Missy from the Book Rat, and today I'm doing the Happy Bookaholic tag. This was created by Sabrina from About Happy Books, who is also the person that tagged me. All of the questions, as well as links to Sabrina's tag and any books I mention, are below. Question 1, what do you love about buying new books? Everything, except for the slowly dwindling bank account. I get a lot of people that ask me why I buy so many books, and there are a lot of reasons. I think partly some people are just collectors and they feel the need to accumulate, and I'm probably one of them. But when it comes to books, it's something that I've always been obsessed with, and from the time I was a very small child, any money that I got was likely to be spent on books. All of my babysitting money when I was a kid was spent on books. Birthday money was often spent on books. That's just kind of always what I've done. I love having them, I love seeing them, I love being able to hold them, and reread them and push them on friends. It brings me a lot of joy, so it's a good investment to me. I also like buying them because I like supporting the industry. I like supporting the authors and enabling them to keep writing. So a lot of people are always like, well, why don't you just get them from the library or whatever? I do, and I do love my library and support my library and all libraries very much, but I want to support the authors that fill those libraries just as much. Question 2, how often do you buy new books? I think this channel is a testament to how often I buy new books. New is sort of a loose definition though. New to me. I do buy a lot of used books, which I know doesn't necessarily help the authors because they've already been paid for that book, but I fully believe in reduce, reuse, recycle, and I think we're all sort of conscious of, bargains and whatnot, and there's nothing like a well-loved book, so probably half of my new books are actually used books, but I buy them fairly frequently. Question 3 is bookstore or online shopping, which do you prefer? I think I like a mix of both. There's nothing that can replace browsing in a bookshop and finding things that you hadn't heard of. You can't do that as easily online because there is just that sort of finite number of recommended books. Customers who liked this also bought this type of thing, and that's not... It tends to be the same books over and over and not necessarily things that you haven't seen. But in a bookstore you come across things, and you also come across suggestions. You get to talk to a bookseller and have the potential hand sell and their picks and things like that. So nothing can replace a bookstore. I of course like the convenience of online shopping, but there are perks I think to online shopping as well. And you do discover some books that maybe your bookstore doesn't have, especially if you live in a small town and your indie is not huge. They don't have infinite space. So just like you come across things in a bookstore that you won't find online, you will come across things online that you haven't found in a bookstore. So I think they both have their advantages, and I would say I like them both. Anything that lets me buy books is a-okay with me. Question 4 is, do you have a favorite bookstore? Yes and no. I like my local indie, but it's very small and everything is double stacked, so it can be not the most convenient, but I am a loyal girl at heart, so they definitely are up there. But one that I loved right from the first time I walked in would be Nicola's Books in Ann Arbor. It is just a gorgeous bookstore, but what really blew me away is their kids section. They have the most incredible setup in their kids section. It's really well oriented to kids, and I'm talking actual children's books, not teen and YA, which is also a really great section. But their kids section is so... I would have loved to go in there as a kid, and unfortunately never had. It's designed to make you want to stay forever. It is every reading child's dream. It is such a beautiful, beautiful store. So if you're ever in Ann Arbor, I would definitely suggest you check it out. Question 5 is, do you pre-order books? I do on occasion, but often I don't. For a lot of reasons. I have so many books as it is that I just can't always justify pre-ordering a book to myself. But every now and then there are those that I really want so bad, or I find such a great deal that I can't pass it up. But yeah, generally I don't. I'm going to combine 6 and 7, which are, do you have a monthly buying limit, and do you engage in book buying bans? The answer is no to both of those. I am just not a ban person, and I think the minute you sort of ban yourself from anything, whether it's books or anything else in life, is the minute that you start obsessively thinking about it, and it's just pointless. If you have self-control, you don't need to ban yourself. I can understand why people do, and I can understand people who would think that I probably should, but I don't think it's necessary. I think you should just be aware of your finances and the amount of space in your house and the weight limit that your floors can take before they collapse under the weight of your books, and just don't exceed that. I think it would probably be an interesting experiment for me to try to limit myself sometime or have a ban and see how that goes, but at this point, no, I don't. 8 is how big is your wish list? The short answer is miles long. My physical wish list is much longer than the wish lists that are online, which I'll leave a link below so you can check those out. I have a couple of wish lists, various places. Goodreads is mostly the things that are coming out that I want to make sure I remember to check out. My Amazon wish list is things that I think I might actually buy at some point, and my Better World Books wish list is things that I will buy if they happen to pop up for a decent price. But sort of the wish list that's ongoing in my head is never ending, and I would have repeats of things, and I would probably need like the size of the Harvard Library to contain them. My inner Rory Gilmore will never be sated. She wants all the books, I want all the books, and there won't be enough time to read them, but that doesn't stop me wanting them. And question 9 is, which 3 books from your wish list do you want now? Which are the highest priority? In the last tag I did, the literary festive tag, I talked a little bit about wish list books and which ones I would actually ask for. But as for wanting now, like needing them now and wanting to read them, you know, immediately, Grave Mercy would still be on the list. I still really want Grave Mercy. But I'm also really curious about Slide by Jill Hathaway, and have been kind of debating getting that one. And probably Across the Great Barrier by Patricia C. Reed, which is a sequel to The 13th Child, and one that I kind of can't believe I haven't picked up or read by now, as much as I loved The 13th Child, so that's pretty high. But it's one of those things that changes, you know, one day I might want certain books and the next day it's completely different ones, so I don't know, all of them, I want all of them. But I can wait on all of them too, because I've got plenty to keep me occupied. Question 10 is, who would you tag? And I tag anyone who wants to do this. Specifically though, I think I will tag Liz from Consumed by Books and Allison of The Allure of Books, because I think y'all should do this one. That's all for this tag, and from me for now, and until next time, happy reading! Plus there's just nothing like a new book, like holding it and loving it. Oh, how much of that was boobs out? I think we're good.